Hi guys, it's me. I'm doing one of my favorite videos today, which is just a good old uncomfortable Q&A. I feel like I could answer uncomfy questions like forever. I asked you guys on Instagram to just ask me some uncomfortable questions about myself. That's exactly how I worded it. So this is what you guys came up with. First question, have you ever missed your period or had a pregnancy scare? Yes. I have always had really irregular periods, especially when I got on birth control like 3 years ago. I recently got off of birth control because I just had so many issues with it, but it felt like I would miss my period all the time. And so I wasn't necessarily always scared to get pregnant because, not to be personal, but I'm very safe with that, if you catch my drift. Oh, it's hot in here. Also, sorry if you hear it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. What's that song called? If you hear that playing in the background, just ignore it. My apartment likes to blast loud music, so don't pay attention. So yeah, I have thought I was pregnant a couple times. I have gotten a couple pregnancy tests, but it was all just because of my weird ass periods. And let me just say, since I got off birth control, I have not had a scare like that, except as we speak, I'm a little bit late for my period. So I don't know when that's coming. But when it does, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, I wasn't pregnant. If you could change one body part, which one would you pick and what would you do to it? You know, this is the age-old question because it's so common to get plastic surgery nowadays. And I actually saw a girl on TikTok get like the plastic surgery that I would get. Sorry, a box just fell. She got like the plastic surgery that I would get if I ever theoretically did get plastic surgery, and that is like a chin thing. I never would do this because I feel like, no offense to anybody who gets plastic surgery, but just for me, I feel like that would be me giving in to the beauty standards that people are putting on me to have like a perfect jawline or perfect boobs or a perfect nose or whatever. And honestly, those beauty standards will probably change throughout time, and I don't want to make like a permanent change just based off my own insecurity because it doesn't seem like a good motivation for me. And I don't think it would make me happy. So I don't know. I would get my chin like snatched, but that's never gonna happen. Next question was, do you ever feel like you're portraying yourself differently on social media? And honestly, I don't know. If anybody's watching this who knows me in real life, they could probably answer this better than me, but I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm pretty accurately who I am in videos and who I am in person. Wait, I feel like who I am in videos is totally accurate to who I am in person. So I don't know, I don't feel the need to speak differently. I think I used to when I was younger because like I didn't want to curse online and I couldn't talk freely about certain subjects because I felt like I wasn't allowed to, even though no one ever told me I wasn't allowed to. Like I totally could have, I just never did. So now that I feel more free and I'm more independent and I'm older and more mature, I feel like I'm especially like the most accurate, I guess, to who I am online. Next question. Did you ever want to be a boy? And someone else asked me like if I've ever struggled with my gender. And the answer to that is no, not at all. I never struggle with that. And I'm lucky to not struggle with it because I know that it's a really, really tough thing. And I actually, totally off topic, but I heard a horrible story on my favorite true crime podcast about a trans woman who was murdered in the middle of the street, like basically just for being trans. And it made me cry so much. Like I just feel so sad, and I feel like something more needs to be done about trans people getting killed and abused and stuff just for being trans. I know this isn't a new thing. I'm not just hopping on this like, oh, I just found out about this. I know about this. I just never really talked about this. It fucking sucks. It's like disgusting and horrifying and vile, the stuff that happens to trans people, especially trans women, but trans people in general. Sorry, I just went on to a little tangent. But anyway, this is an interesting question. What is something you do that you know pisses people off, but you can't stop doing? That is such a good question. Honestly, I feel like my lack of communication sometimes and like texting can piss people off. Like I'm a bad texter. I don't respond to people always. I can be kind of flaky with plans because I don't necessarily want to go out all the time, or some people, for some reason, I don't know why this is, but I feel like I just can't connect with most people. And so when someone texts me or responds to my story or whatever, and I feel like I don't connect with them like in the same way that I maybe connect with like my closest friends, then I don't necessarily want to talk to them. But it's not because I don't like them. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel weird about a lot of people. And so that could make people, not necessarily piss people off, but that's probably something I do that I shouldn't do. And I wish that I was better at communication, and I wish that I didn't struggle with connecting with people because sometimes I think it's just all in my head. But I don't know. Someone said, are you not telling us everything about your relationship with your family? Yes. Of course I'm not telling you everything about my relationship with my family. I feel like there's this idea, especially with me, and I get it because I'm like an influencer who talks about a lot of stuff, but people think that influencers need to share every single detail about their lives. And sometimes I feel pressured to do that as well. Like I feel pressured when people ask me about my family to tell you every single thing about my relationship with my family. But you guys have to realize, like, I'm a person, and like, if you were to go online and talk about all your issues with your mom or your dad or your siblings, like in front of 130,000 people, you would not want to do that. Like, nobody wants to do that, and nobody has to do that, you know, even if I wanted to. Like, that's just not anything that I have to share with you. Like, I love sharing with you guys, and I share with you guys most of my life and most of my thoughts, and I would like to keep it that way. But some things, like, I don't have to talk to you about, and I'm not talking to you about. So yeah, I'm not telling you every single thing about my family or every single thing about my life. Next question, do you watch 18 plus videos? I've actually never talked about this, I don't think. They're referring to pornography, I think. And that's a heavy topic, you know? I don't watch it ever, personally. I have never really been interested in it. Like, maybe a few times in my life I've been curious about it, but like in my entire 21 years of living, I have never been like, damn, like I gotta just like go watch a video of people having sex. Like, that just doesn't happen. I know a lot of people do, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it necessarily. There's nothing wrong with, okay, there's nothing wrong with people like feeling sexual and like, you know, watching videos like that, like as adults, like that's normal, you know? I think there's definitely something wrong with the industry, and I think that the stuff that's depicted in porn is horrifying, because as far as I know and what I've heard, because I haven't really seen it, a lot of the straight porn videos are girls getting degraded, even borderline abused or actually abused. And like, there's like this world at your fingertips of anything you could possibly want to see, like the most disgusting, vile things anybody could want to see, racist stuff, weird incest stuff, like age stuff. I think that's kind of fucked. Like, I really don't like that at all. And I know there's like companies that make porn that make like, you know, by women for women, and like, and they actually like treat the porn stars well and all this stuff. And that's great. Like, I think that's fine. I think. I know that people get addicted to it, and like it can ruin relationships, so that's why I kind of hesitate to say that it's great, because it's not necessarily like a harmless thing. It's kind of like alcohol, honestly. Like, some people can enjoy it in a very harmless way and a safe way, and it doesn't affect their lives, and other people completely abuse it and it ruins their lives and ruins their relationships. So I think it's something to be careful with, and if you're not into it, there's nothing wrong with it. If you are into it, there's nothing wrong with it, as long as you're not watching creepy stuff and like getting off on someone else getting hurt for like a video, because even if it's fake, even if it's acting or whatever, like you're still contributing to like a society of men who think that that's how women are, and like that's how women should be, you know what I mean? And like this unrealistic expectation of like what sex is supposed to be. Like, so many men think that women are supposed to look like porn stars or be like porn stars, like because that's what they watched growing up. And so if it's not like that, they're like, oh, this is weird. Like, I've just heard a lot of stuff about it, and I don't like the negative things that I've heard about it. So no, I don't personally enjoy it, but not for that reason, just because I don't really want to. But it's a really sticky subject. I don't know. I think we might need to talk more about this as a channel. Ooh, this is an interesting question. Growing up, were you held to a higher social and moral standard than your brothers? Absolutely. And I don't want to say this like my parents did anything wrong, because I don't really think they did. My parents aren't sexist or anything, but it's just like a thing in society. Like, men can kind of do whatever they want and like girls can't. And I totally felt that growing up, like seeing what my brothers were allowed to do and what they do now as teenagers versus what I was doing as a teenager, and how I felt about myself versus how they feel about themselves. My dad is just kind of like, I don't know, he drinks more than my mom. He's a little bit, not crazier, but you know what I'm saying. So my brothers kind of have more room to like do like, you know, rebellious things as a kid, and like people didn't really get upset with them as much. Not like really bad stuff, but I'm saying like drinking and cursing and stuff like that. Like, my brothers are very normal in that sense. Whereas me growing up, like my mom, she does not curse. She doesn't really drink. Like, she's a great woman. Love my mom so much. She's perfect. But I'm saying like she's just different. And so I think because of that, the women in my family were kind of held to a different standard, but I definitely felt like I wasn't allowed to do things that my brothers do freely now. And I don't know why that was, but I think it was kind of maybe because of my parents. But yes, I feel like in general, women are held to higher social and moral standards than men. And it's always been like that. And it's like, be like a lady, sit like a lady. Don't curse, don't have a dirty mouth. Don't dress a certain way, like act like a woman. All right, a couple more questions and then I literally have to go to the airport in a few minutes. But while this video is like playing, you guys have been watching me redo my apartment. So I just want to pause the questions for a second and say that I felt so bad about my apartment, and then I started going to thrift stores, and like I thrifted a bunch of cool stuff, and I ordered a couple things from IKEA, and I made some like simple changes. I have a rug coming in a few days that unfortunately is not in this video, but I'll show you guys whenever it's done. I'm so happy with it, like seriously so happy. The difference it makes when your apartment is like done versus when it's not is just huge. Okay, anyway, a couple more questions. Is it weird talking about your sex life knowing your family members watch your videos? I mean, I don't really talk about my sex life very much. I definitely answer like sex questions, but I feel like I don't talk about myself very much. So yeah, sometimes I feel uncomfortable not knowing that my side of the family watches videos, because my side of the family is all adults. And also, I don't know if they watch my videos. I have literally no idea if anybody in my family watches my videos. I do not talk to them about my videos. I think my mom does and my dad does, because they've sent me a couple videos every now and then and been like, oh, saw this video. But any of my siblings, no clue if they watch my videos. Actually, I think my little brother Joey does occasionally, because I talk to him the most, I think, out of all my siblings. But I don't know about the other ones. I don't really care if they watch my videos because they're adults. Like, they're all like 30, so that doesn't bother me. But I have a younger sister who's in Emin's family, and she's like 15, and she watches my videos sometimes. So sometimes that makes me a little uncomfortable, because my videos are like a stream of consciousness. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't claim anything that I say to be fact. Sometimes it sounds like I do because I speak kind of confidently about stuff, but I absolutely try my best to keep things very objective and just like, oh, this is my opinion. Like, it totally could be wrong, but this is what I think. And so if people take it literally, I don't know, I don't want them to, because I can be really wrong on stuff. Like, I've taken videos down before because I thought it was just wrong and not a good video. I came out with merch, it's a hoodie, and there's like 8 of them left, and they're all unisex size small. So if you are a unisex size small, that's kind of like a men's small, but not quite, go to the link in my bio, go to the link in my description and check it out. I'm gonna release more merch soon. This is just, I need to sell this out. So just check it out and let me know if you get one, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in a couple days. Goodbye.